So now guys, we have already done this part where we have implemented the tab and the search bar. So this part we have done. Now we are going to create a view model and then we will implement retrofit in it. Okay, so let's go to the next step. And now what we need to do is we need to create a view model. Okay, so let's create a what I'm doing, not a package, we need to create a file and we can name it as weather view model. Okay, and here is our class weather view model, and it's going to be a view model, so we are going to extend it, so we can simply name as that view model. Okay, and let's add the function here. Okay, where the spelling is wrong, let's correct it. So here it is. Now what we are going to do is because we need to implement how it's going to fetch the data from the retrofit, right? From the live data from the view model, right? We need to show that data in the main UI. So for that, let's create a function. Let me zoom in the screen, guys, so that it would be easy for you guys. So I can simply create a function name get data, and what I can pass in it is city, because what we are going to search is city name, and that's when it's going to return us the data. So the function has been created. Now what we need to do is we need to connect it. Now I can simply go to the weather page, the one that we have earlier created, and in this, because we need to basically connect it to the view model, so I can simply pass in the view model here, as you can see. So basically that's done. Now in the main UI we need to pass in the view model here so that it can access it. And yeah, so as you can see, it's giving out an error. Why? Because we have passed view model here, right? So we have to pass it here too, right? So let's do that. So what I can simply do is I can create a value here. So I can create a weather view model. As you can see, we already getting it, and I can simply pass view model, and what we are going to pass view model provider. So this is this, and the owner is itself, so I'm going to pass this. Now we need to pass the view model class, the one that we created. So I can simply pass this, and it's a class, and I can simply say Java. Okay, so this is done, and now I can simply pass the weather view model here. So basically now it's connected here. Now we need to go back to the weather page, the one that we have created earlier, and if you can remember, guys, the icon button, the one that when we need to enter a location and click on it, we put it as empty, right? So now we can pass the city in it, the function, the one that we are getting from the view model. So what I can simply do is I can pass the view model here, and what I need to do is I need to fetch the function. I'm calling this function here, and I can simply pass in the city. Okay, when we click on the icon, what it will do, it will fetch the city that's there. Now what it will fetch this function, right? So for now we are not implementing anything in it. We just need to check whether it's working properly or not. Give me a second, guys. This one, okay, now it's good. Okay, right now we just need to log whether the search icon is working or not, right? So we are just going to check that. So I can simply type in city name, and what I need to pass in it is city, as we have already mentioned it here. And let me just import it quickly, and let me just run it once so that we can check. And let me open the logcat, and what we can search in it is in the log city name. Okay, and now our app has run. So if I simply pass, like if I pass India here, and if I click on search, so you can see in our logcat we are getting the name India, right? So basically the button is working here. So now this is working, guys. Now what we need to do is we need to implement retrofit. So to do that, we need to first get the dependencies. So let's open the module file. Okay, not the project one, the module one, and let's add dependencies. So I already have it on hand, so I already just paste it. The versions have been upgraded, so let me just upgrade the versions. So one is the retrofit that we need to implement dependency, and the other one is the converter. So we need these dependencies here. So after doing this, guys, you can simply just sync it and let it sync. In the meantime, let's let it sync. In the meantime, let's implement retrofit, and to do that, let's create a package here. And the package is basically, we can name it that API. In this API, I need to create an instance. So for the instance, retrofit instance, so I can create an object file for it, and basically I can name it that retrofit instance. Okay, so retrofit instance has been created, and let me close this file because it's already synced, so I don't think so it will is of any use, and we can, let me minimize it. So this is our retrofit instance, that the object that we have created, and now we need to implement it, guys. So let's create a function. So it will be a private function method, sorry. So simply can pass retrofit in it. So it's retrofit, and can simply pass this. Let's create a private constant value, and for that we can simply create private, and this is a constant value, and it will be our base URL, because for the API we will be needing a base URL. So let's implement that here, and now let's build it. So I can simply type return retrofit dot builder. And guys, before doing this, make sure that you sync the gradle, or else it will give out error. So do that first. Okay, and here we are going to pass the base URL, and after that I can simply convert it. So it will be the converter factory, and that's why I have added the extra dependency, guys, because we need to convert it also, right? So I can simply create here, and this has been done, and I can simply do build. So this is done. Let me reformat the code once. Okay, better. So this is done. Okay, the spelling has been wrong, guys. Rename retro, not retri. So let us refactor us. Okay, this has been refactored. Now guys, we need the API that we need to implement here. For that, guys, you can simply just type in free weather API, right? And the first result is the free weather API. You can simply click on it, and first you have to sign up, because I have already signed up, so I can simply just log in. And once you log in, guys, you will simply see in the dashboard, you will see the API. So you can simply just copy the API here. Once you have copied the API, click on the API Explorer. Now what you need to do is you need to paste the API key, the one that you have copied. The protocol will be HTTPS, and the format will be JSON. Now for the query, let's put it in as India. Okay, in the value, and basically we can simply click show response. Now if you see, we are getting the response as a JSON response here, right? So this is the response body. So in this body, this is the one that we will be getting, guys. So if you can see, all the information is here, like what we have searched as India. So we use daily as the standard time, the one that centralized time. So it's giving us that. If you can see here, it's giving us Asia Kolkata, and it's giving us all kind of details, whether it's rainy, what is the wind speed, and other things, other information. So this will be the response body that we will be using, and this is the URL that this is the query that we will be using in our retrofit. So now guys, what we need to do is this is our base URL. So this will be our base URL, this will be our key, and the q equals to India is the query, right? So let's do one thing, let's copy till.com, and what we can do is we can paste it in our base URL. So once this is done, another thing that we need to do is guys, now we have had the retrofit, now we had the instance, but now we need to create the API, right? So what we need to do is we need to fetch the API. So we need to create a get API so that we can fetch the query. So for that I can create another file here, and what I can name is that let's name is that weather API, right? So here it is our API, and it will be a interface. So I can simply pass interface, and what will it be? Weather API. So let's do it guys. What we need to do is we need to put the query in it, right? So what we need to do is have a getter. So I can simply get it, and see what we have done here is we have already done retrofit instance. Now we are implementing the weather API. So we have already inputted the base URL, right? So this has been done. So what we need to do is now we need the till JSON guys. So we can simply copy, because this is the get query. So I can simply copy till JSON, and what I can do is I can copy it here. Okay, so this will be our from where we are going to get the query. So I can do that, and now let's simple create a function here, and what it will do, it will get the weather. And what I can do here is now what will be the query, the one that will be asking. So I can simply put a query. So there will be two things, one is a key and one is the query, as I have already explained it above. So what I can simply pass, one is the key, and what will be the other one is the query, because we have to complete the URL, and it will be what it will be, API key, right? So it will be API key, and what type it will be, string type, and I can simply put a comma here, and I have again mistyped the spelling. So this has been done guys. Now what I need to pass in it, the city, the one that we are going to request the name of it. So I can simply pass string here. Let me reformat it. Okay, done. So this has been done guys. So this is the key, I can simply pass the key and the query here. Now another thing that we need to do is, as we have already discussed, the retrofit we have done, instance we have created, API we have created. Now what we need to do is implement the weather. We need to create a weather model. So there are two things, either you can basically search it, because this is the response body, as I have already explained it to you. This is the response body that we are going to get when we request the data from the API. So we need to create a model here. So what you can simply do is you can copy the whole response body, and either you can convert it online, or it will be the better option according to me would be you can simply go to settings and install a plugin. So if you can see, you will let's search it. So Kotlin, yeah, so this is the one guys, JSON to Kotlin class. So you can simply install this one, so it will convert the response body to the class model. Okay, so I have already installed it, so I don't need to do that. I can simply do that. And now when you install the plugin, you will see this here. So you can simply click it, paste the response that we have copied, and you can put a class name here, and what we are going to name it, weather model. Okay, so I can name it as weather model, and I can simply click on generate, and as you can see, it has created a model for us. And in this model, what we are getting, the current and the location. So basically we are getting the current location. So if you can see here, the location is there, all the data is here. It has created another data class where all the other information is here, humidity, speed, and everything, and the condition. So basically for now I can click all these other files. So now guys, one more thing I think we should do, where all the double and integer is there, let's convert it to string, because I don't want to have any calculation that needs to be done. I'm going to get data straight at as string, so let's not keep it as that, so that further down the line it won't create any issue. Let's do that, and let's replace it. So let's replace the double with string. Okay, so let's change that, and let me change the integer too, and the integer is also changed. I don't think so we need anything else, so everything is done. Let's change in the condition too. So condition, there is only one integer, so we are going to simply change it to a string. So once this is done, we can close these files. And now because I am going to get a response, so what I can do is I can simply connect it. So where I need to connect it to, weather model, right? Because whenever I click it, I need to connect it to my weather model, so it will give me a response. So guys, we are getting a error here. So why we are getting a error? Okay, what we have done is we have imported the wrong file here. So it's not https, it will be retrofit. So we need to ask this. So now it's been called, now there is no error. So guys, it's a very irritating thing. If you by mistake click on anything wrong, basically then also it will give you an error. So you need to be very careful what you basically import. Or so now guys, this is done. We need to create an instance of the weather API so that I can simply call it. So let's do one thing. Let's create a weather value here, and it will be weather API, and I can simply call weather API and create an instance here. So it's basically get instance dot. So we are getting an error in the instance, and why we are getting an error? Okay guys, why we are getting the error is because I simply put it as instance. Now I think it will work. Now what I can simply do, let me rename it. Now we can simply call it get instance, and what we are going to do is we can create, and what we are going to create, we are going to create the weather API instance, so that we can call it here and simply Java, right? So we have created this is done. Now what we need is now we can go into the weather view model. So I can this log file, the one that we have created, we don't need it anymore. Let me zoom in, and what we need to do is we need to access it, the instance that we have created. So I will simply call it. That's why we have created that guys, so that it would be easy for us to simply call it, and it will be retrofit. And what we need to call retrofit instance, and which one, weather API. And now I can simply call weather API dot get weather. Okay, so I can simply call it, and now you can see the parameters that it will be needing. It's a key and a string, right? So we need to store the API key somewhere, guys. So let's create another file in the API and create a object type, and let's name it as constant. And what we need is, we will be needing a value, and we can simply name it as API key. And where we are going to get the API key? The one that we have copied here, right? This is our API key, or if you want, this is better. If you here you can copy something wrong, so just copy from here so that it won't cause any confusion. So we can copy the API key here. Now we can use this object, and now we come back to our weather view model again. So now what we are going to do, we can simply pass the constant, the one that we have done it. And what is it? We can simply pass the API key. And what's the other thing that we need to pass is the city, the query that we have. So basically it needs two things, the API key and the string, the city location. So basically we pass both of those things. But if you can see here, guys, we are still getting an error here, and the error is suspend function get API. So basically what is done is, because it will take some time to get that response, so we need to wrap this in a coroutine. So what we can do is, we can create a scope here and wrap it up, and what I can do is simply I can cut it and I can place it inside. Okay, now another thing is, from this this whole line, what we are going to get, we are going to get a response. So let's put it into a response so that we can use it. And so we put it into a value, and right now first let's see whether it's working or not. So how we can check that? Let's first put a if else statement, and I can simply do if response is successful, what we are going to get. So let's log it so that it would be easy for us. And what will be it? We put it as response, and what we are going to get, we want to see the response body, the JSON body, the one that we are going to get. And how we are going to get it? In string. So we are going to convert it to string, and else, because either it will be a failure, so we are going to log that one too. So I can simply log that, and we can simply say that we are getting an error, and we can see, because if it will be a failure, it will give us a response message. So here we get the response message. Now what we can do, we can simply run the application, and let's wait for it, and let's open the logcat in the meantime, and let's clear the package. So guys, it's basically launch. Let's see if I search London, and let's search it, guys, and it crashed. Why it crashed? Let's see the reason. Okay guys, we haven't given it the internet permission, so that is very important. If you are calling an API, you need to provide it a permission. So I can simply give it permission. On what permission we need? We need the internet permission, and we simply close it. Okay, so here is done. Let's clear the previous one, and let's run it again. Now it's successfully run. Now search it again, guys. Let's put India, search, and okay, let's search for only response so that it would be easy for you guys to see. And as you can see, we are getting the response here from the API, and here is all the weather model. We are getting the weather model, and all the response body we are getting the response body. So basically our API is working fine. And now guys, another thing, if I write some wrong value, let's check this one too. Let's see what we going to get if I change that. So as you can see, we are getting the error, right? So basically if you search the right value, you will get the response, and if you search something wrong, so we are getting the error. So basically that is working fine, the one that we implemented. Now I can remove this. We don't need this anymore. I can simply delete it. Now another thing that comes along is, if you remember guys, we have discussed the network response, right? So let me rename it. We can simply call it as network response. So this network response, as I have told you, we basically got and this error basically is loading. Okay, so error, success, error, or loading. So we were getting three stages from the network response. So we need to implement the network response so that we would know whether our API is successful, or is it a failure, or we are loading. So let's do that. Let's implement this so that it won't give us any issues later on. Okay, so let's create a new class, and it would be a sealed class. So let's create it, and we can simply name it as network response. Okay, and I can create it as a sealed class. In the network response, let's wrap it out as T, and what T refers here is, let me add a comment here so that you won't guys get confused. It refers to weather model. Okay, and now a lot of you guys are going to question why we are not going to use the name weather model. You can actually type in the name weather model here and it would be easy, but the thing is, we are using a generic name so that we would be able to wrap it around anything, so we don't have to worry, and it would be useful when you use multiple APIs, so that way it would be easy to keep track of. So let's create a data class. So first of all, what we are going to what network response, the first network response that we need to look out for is the success, that if we are getting the response. So let's, what value is going to get, we can simply get data. It will be of type T, and we can simply say network response which type T, and here it goes. Okay, then which one, we are going to get the error one, and because there is no output here, we are only going to get a message, so we can simply pass the message here, and the message would be of type string. So I can simply pass string here, there is no issue here. So network response of type, this will be nothing because we are not getting anything, so we don't have to pass it, wrap it. And then another thing that we are going to get is loading, because it's basically not doing anything, so we can simply pass it simple, no need to give it anything, and simple network response, and it will be also nothing. Okay, here we have done our network response. Now let's implement it into our weather view model. So now guys, what we need to do, we have basically done most of our things. Now we need to put the live data so that we can expose it. So let's do that. We can create a private value, and what it will be, weather result, and it will be mutable live data, right? And here it will be our network response, and what we will take it as weather model, type weather model. Let's create another one because we will expose this one to the result, and then we will use this one to pass it into the result, into the view. So live data, and what we are going to use, network response, and it will be a weather model. Which value it will be getting? It will be weather result, right? It will be getting value from the weather result. So now this is done. Now we can implement it in the if condition that we have already implemented. Now we can simply do is when we are going to get a successful response, right? So we have our response, and we can simply, what we are going to get, the body. So I can get the body here, and and what we are going to get, we are going to get weather result, and we are going to put the value there. So here's the value, and it will be network response. What we are going to pass, the success, the one that we have already written in our network response, and there it goes, right? And else condition, it's about failure. So basically what we need to tell it, if it failed, it will tell us. So we will pass the value here, network response, or we can say fail to load data. Okay, so this has been done. Now guys, what we need to do is there would be another issue, there could be an exception, right? So let's do one thing, let's put a try catch block, so that if there is an exception we can catch it. So the whole code we can cut it and paste it into a try block, and let's create a catch block where we are going to catch the exception. Okay, this is important guys. Sometimes there's very weird exceptions that we can get, so it's better to prepare for it and simply the failed one, right? Because if there's an exception, obviously we fail to load the data. So I can simply copy the error code and simply paste it here. So this is done. So what else we need to do? Yes guys, we need to get the loading part. So let's do that also, because we need to see when it's loading, right? So let's do that. Let me just give me a second guys. It was looking a bit messy, so this way it would be easy to read. Okay, now it's looking better. Now what we need is so the weather result, what we need is because if we get a success, the value will update it as a success, right? But if it's loading, it will simply keep the value as loading. Now what happen is when it will get a response, the weather result value will get updated with the body, but till the body will not get updated with the till the response will not get updated with the body, it will keep it as loading state. Okay, now what we need to do is guys, let's go and show it into the UI, because we can now expose the result into the weather page in the UI. So let's go there. One more thing guys, okay, I made a mistake here. Because we need to expose it to the view model, so this one is getting exposed, so it cannot be private. Okay, so I have done a mistake here. Just remove that guys, and now let's go to the weather page and let's collapse it so it's not that. So now guys, what we need to do is we need to observe the state, right? To show it into the UI, we need to observe it. So what I can simply use, I can use weather result, and I can use the view model, and weather result is there, and I can use it as observe as state. Okay, and now guys, here we are using the live data. So if you remember, we have put three dependencies here, right? So one is for the retrofit, one is for the conversion, and the another one is for the live data. So I have put all three dependencies at the same time so that we don't have to do it again and again. So I just want you to know that if you observe a stage, so it will be a live data, so you need the dependency here. So now guys, whatever we will get the response here, right? We have done all the exceptions and everything. So where we will show the if it's success, what data we need to show, right? So let's input that. Where we are going to input that? Let's see. If you can see the row here, right? Below this row we are going to input the data. This one is a column, okay? This bracket is of column just below the row. What we are going to do, we are simply going to use a when, and we are showing the weather result. And why we are showing the weather result? Because we have already, let's close this one, because in this weather view model we have already implemented, right? Whether when it's success what will happen, if it's error what it will show, and in time of loading. So now we need to show it in the UI, right? Because whatever will happen here, it will reflect here in the UI. So we need to do that. And now what is it's giving us an error, and it's saying add all remaining branches. So we can simply click here, and as you can see, basically all the things that we have, all the branches that we have added, is automatically done that. So now what we need to do is, when it's a error what it will do, when it's loading what it will do, when it's success what it will do. So let's do that, and let's implement it so that we can show it in our UI. Let's remove that and let's implement it. So what we need to show it, because we need to show the result, right? So let's do a text here, and what we are going to show, and let's do one thing guys, let's put it as a result so that it would be easy to show, and use it as a value. So what I can show is result, and whatever the message that we have put into the error message, it will show here, right? And now simply the same thing we can do the loading, and loading we don't have to do anything. What we can do is simple put a circular bar indicator, so it will give a indicator. And now let's go to the success, remove this curly bracket, and what we are going to use, we are going to text, and what we are going to show the result. And what will be the result? We are showing the data, and how we are going to show it as a string. And what we will do on null, nothing, okay, just simple curly braces. Now what we can do is guys, now let's test whether our network response is working on the application or not. That way we will know whether it's working or not. Okay, so the app has successfully run. Now let's do one thing, let's search India and search it. As you can see, when I search it, the loader is coming. So we have for the circular response where circular progress indicator is coming, that is working fine. As then you can see the body, we are getting a successful response. The body is we are getting the response. Okay, so basically our API is resulting data and is showing on the screen. And that's the fail state 2. So we just enter so as you can see, it failed to load data. Okay, so basically it's working fine. Our API is returning data, our network response is working fine, and as you can see, everything is working fine now. Okay, so now guys, what we want to do is, we have implemented this part, the one search bar in this. We have implemented ViewModel, Retrofit we have done, API we have done, we are getting the response. We have created all these three model weather API, we have created the network response. Okay, now what is remaining is, we need to create the UI. First we work on this, and then we will create UI for both of these. Okay, but these are basically can work automatically. As you can see, it's working. We just have to arrange a few spacing and all those things. So these two screens will come automatically from the network response, so we don't have to do it manually. but for now we are going to work on this screen. Okay, so for now we need to put an icon, the place that we have searched, temperature, the icon, what is happening, humidity, pressure, wind speed, whatever you want, we can put that there. Okay, so this is the screen we are going to build now. So let's come to our app again, and let's do one thing. Let's create another composable here. Okay, let me arrange it so that you won't get confused. So let's create another composable, and I always forget to put it on caps. It's always in weather details. Okay, let's create a function with this name, and here we are going to create the UI for it. For now we can stop this because we have already seen it's working. Now we need to, because right now the response is showing as a JSON response, right? We need to put it into a model and put it through the retrofit, the one that the function that we have designed, and we have to design it how we are going to fetch that data. Now what we need to do is, because it needs to pass the data, so basically I can say weather model, right? Weather model is the one where we are getting the data, this one, right? Hopefully guys you are keeping up with me, it's not anything confusing. And the success, right now we were showing the response body as a JSON, right? But we don't want that obviously, because it's very bad. What we have done is just for testing, because we just want to make sure that it's working. Now we are sure that it's working. So what we need, because I need to show this will be our UI, so all the data will be passed through this. So I can just simply say result dot data, because this is the data that we are passing. Okay, so now first of all let's design this, guys. First I will design this where the icon, city name, or the place, or the country name. Okay, so we will design this first of all. So how we are going to do this, because we are designing a row, so let's do it column first, and within that column first we need to design a row. So first we put column and put some modifier there. So just modifier as usual. This one is very boring, guys. Putting modifier is the most boring task, I feel. Max width. And what else we need? We need padding. What we need? Vertical padding we need. And how much? Let's keep it minimal, and if later on we will end up needing it, then we will see. Okay, and what else we need? Horizontal alignment, and alignment we need center horizontally. Okay, and why is it giving error? Let me see that, guys, because Android have a tendency to give out errors on each and everything. See, now it's not giving any error. So weird. Vertical dot 8 dB. See, this is the weird thing about Android, guys. Sometimes it's not just, if you rearrange it, it gives you an issue. I don't know why, but it does. So now we need to work on the row, because we need to put the icon and the country name. So work on the row, guys. So again, the boring task, we put the modifier, and then let's do fill max width for now, because we need the whole width. Afterwards we need to arrange it horizontally, so horizontal arrangement, and let's start. Then we need vertical alignment, and for alignment we need, this is not we need, so we are going to erase it, and we need bottom alignment, guys. So this is done, the boring part is over. Now let's place the icons and everything. So for now, let's put the icon. We need image vector, so let's put an image vector here. Icons, what we need is a default, and we need location, right? So location I have put. Afterwards, what we need? Content description, and for content description we need oh my god, content description. It is sometimes even Android irritates me too, guys. So weird. Then we need another modifier, again the boring part. Forget to put a comma. Modifier. Do you guys find it irritating too if you miss a comma or everything and you have to go back above the line again? I find it very odd. There should be a, like, it should know that you have missed, should put it automatically, right? I don't know why it's not being done that way. So this is done. Now what we need is, we need text, guys. So simply put text. Now another thing that we need to see is, right now what we need to show, we need to show the location, right? So if you see, under location we have New Delhi and then country. Okay, so state and country is here, so this is here, so it's under location. Okay, so we need to fetch the data from where? Location. And what was the name or iska, and for this the font size we will do 30 sp. Okay, we need to import sp. I don't know why it always don't import automatically, another irritating thing. Now we put another text, and for this one we need data and we need location, and this one was country. Okay, and this one is taken from the model. Okay, the weather model, the one that we have imported from the JSON response, this is taking it from there, so don't get confused. So font, why am I typing wrong spell? So the font size, let's do it 18 sp, guys, and the color should be, let's put it as gray. Again, now what's the issue with this? See, another issue is not getting imported. Why I have to import it? And just take it as gray. Okay, so now I think it should be okay. Let's run it once and check whether it's working fine or not. So here the error is, why is it giving an error? Let's check it out, guys. So what is saying is there is a mismatch, but ideally we are using the generic type here in network response, and in the view model we are using correct weather model, so it shouldn't get confused here because the weather details are taking the weather model itself. So ideally, okay, let's do one thing. Instead of, let's just remove this. Okay, so basically was doing here, it was telling the compiler that it could be of any type, but if we have already specified that it's going to be a weather model type, so okay, I don't think so we will encounter any issue in this. So just leave it as it is now. So let's just leave it, and so let's run it, guys, and check whether our icon and everything is coming at properly or not. So let's search India. Okay, And okay, so here you guys, here you can see the icon is coming and the text is coming, but it's not properly allocated. So let's put some space here, guys, between those two texts, and let's give this space another pouring modifier that we have to put. And why now the spacer is not getting imported? Why? Okay, this time it was my mistake, guys. I'm very sorry for this. Okay, so we put the modifier. Now we need the height. Height should be about 16 dp. Let's run it one more time. Let's see whether it's looking up little bit better or not. And let's search India again. Okay, so by between the icon it's working fine. We need to, still it's not working better. Okay, we will arrange this one, guys, don't worry, I'm with you. Let's decrease it to 8 dp. Let's try one more time, guys. I think I put too much height there, so it's going down. Let's run it one more time. Okay, now it's a bit better. Okay, guys, let's design it further and then we will see how we are going to do that, because we have completed this row. Now we are again to the column. I will arrange it once we design everything. Okay, that way it would be better. That way we can see what we need to arrange, so we can do it one at a single time. So guys, after the row, let's start on the column. And what are we going to work on this 5 degree Celsius. Okay, so we are going to work that. Before working on that, let's put spacing between them. So it again, why is happening with me, guys? Why? Modifier. Now we have height, and I think 16 dp we can give, and it's done. Now let's do the text, and now again capital. I missed the capital, guys. Now put the text, and now the text need to be put in the way that we need, right? So how do we need? First let's put the dollar sign, and then what we need is our data. And if you can see, first of all we need the temperature, right? If you can see in the image, it's the temperature. So here you can see this location, then is current, and then is 32 degree. Okay, 32.9, so it's in temperature C. So we need to go into data, then current, then we need to go in temperature Celsius, and then Celsius, take it as a capital C, and we need a degree symbol. So search it on Gemini. I think degree symbol. So let's do one thing, guys, copy it. I know it's weird, but Gemini, I'm using Gemini in a very weird way, but okay, at least it gives us a degree sign, so it will look good. So now our text is ready. Let's do it font size. I again forget the comma, hate this. 56, let's do it 56, guys. Then font weight, let's do bold. Let's do font weight. Font weight should be bold. Again comma, then let's do text align and do text align dot, we need to in center. Okay, so let's do that in center. So let's see one time how is it looking. India. Okay guys, so as you can see we are getting it properly 32 31 point. So currently the temperature is in Delhi is 32.1 degree. Okay, so it's working fine. Now another thing that we need is, if you look in the architect, we need the image here, right? If it's raining, the image should be coming here. So if you look in the response guys, there is a rainy image, so the icon is there, but it's not the complete URL. So what we are going to do is, instead of doing it full, what we are going to do is we are going to fetch the image itself. So it's within location current, and within current condition, and then icon. Okay, so we are going to fetch the image, and to fetch the image we can use several libraries like glide or coil. So I think coil would be good, would be a good choice. So just sync image, and let's do one thing guys, coil library dependency and KTS. Let's add the dependency here. Okay, for image loading. So this is the dependency for coil for Jetpack Compose. So we need this one. So what I can do is I can simply copy this and go into the KTS and can paste it here, sync it once, and then close it. It will sync automatically. So now it's imported. Now we can pass the model, and now what we are going to do is guys, because as you can see there is a URL here, right? So let's pass the URL. So HTTPS, we don't have to pass the full URL guys, we just have to pass the schema. Okay, so what's the schema is, we already have discussed it. First of all there was data, then there was current, then in condition, as you can see it's in data, then it's in current, then in condition. In condition there is icon, right? So we have current, condition, and then we have icon. So this way we will be fetching the icon itself. Okay, and now what else we need? We need content description, and simply we can give it condition icon. Okay, and guys let's do one more thing. Okay, let's do this one more thing guys, because the image would be smaller, so let's increase it. So let's increase the size. Let's see, I think 160 dp would be sufficient. So I think it's good to go. Let's run the app one more time and see how, whether the icon is coming or not. Icon is not coming. Okay, it didn't launch guys, sorry, I jumped the gun. So now only it's installed the newer version. That one was the older version. So now let's search it again, and okay, still didn't show. So let's see. Oh, now it show. It's a bit delayed guys, it's an image, so it takes some times to load. But one issue, if you notice guys, the image is a bit blurry, so we don't need that. And why is it blurry? Okay, this is the reason, guys. The image size is 60 by 64 by 64, so this is why the image is coming as blurry. So let's do one thing. Let's replace it. Okay, and what are we going to replace it with? We going to replace it with the older value was 64 by 64. Let's copy it from here, guys. So it's 60 by 64 by 64. What we need is a bigger value, and what will be the bigger value? We need 120 by 120, and I forget the inverted comma and another comma, and it's good to go. So I think it should fetch the image properly this time. Let's on the application. Oops. We need to do something about this time consumption of the image. I think my internet is not working too good right now. That's why it's taking some time to load, guys. So guys, but my internet is working fine. So what's the issue? Why the image is not loading? The logic is okay. Okay guys, again my mistake. The value should be 128 by 128, and I have messed it up. Now I think it should be ideally it's no value, so that's why it was not showing. Let's search it again. Let's try run done. Okay, it's night time there. India. Is the image changing, updating? Okay, now it's summertime. Sorry, rainy season time, so it's showing. So now the image is not blurry. So guys, that is good. At least the image is not blurry now. So we are good to go. So we are good to go on that part. Then now guys, this is done. Another thing that we need is we need to show the status of it too, right? What is the condition of it? So let's do one thing. Let's copy this text because we are lazy. We don't want to type. Okay, and in laziness, I copied the wrong thing. I don't know what's happening. So let's copy, paste it here, and if you can see it here, guys, the condition, the text is there. Patchy rain nearby, right? So it's the data is there, and what's the name? It's under condition. Okay, condition dot text. So what I can simply do is we can erase that. I can simply say data. Okay, data dot under which current, then condition, and then under condition is text. Okay, so and let's do the color. Let's add one more color here. Remove the font weight. Let's add color, and again we are going to add gray. Let's run it. Let's see whether it's working or not. It should be working, or else I'm going to kill this app. And now just search it. Now as you can see, guys, it's showing cloudy, right? So it's working perfectly. So this is done. So what we are which part we have done? We have done this much part, right? Now we are going to do this. So now let's work on this one, guys. Basically, if you see, this is a card, and within this card there would be two rows. So one is this row and another is this row. So let's work on this one now. So after text I need some space, so another spacer I need to put. Then I put modifier, and the height again we are going to give 16 dp, and let's put a card here, guys. Let me decrease the space here. Okay, now let's put a card, guys. I have put a card, and within this card I need a column, and within that column there would be rows. So write column. Okay, and for the column let's write a modifier, so it would be modifier. Let's write it within the same row, and we need it to take it maximum width. So the width has been taken, so this is done. Let's take it here so that we will know which square bracket is which. And now we need to put a row. Let's put a modifier for the row too. So simple. This one also we need to fill max width. And what else we need, guys? We need horizontal arrangement. Yeah, so arrangement, let's do arrangement, and let's do space around. Okay, so this has been done. Now within the curly brackets of the row we need we need a column, so it's a column. And now within this column, so guys, I know it's a bit complicated. Within a card it's a column, then within that column is a row, and in that row is a column. So I know it could be a bit confusing, but I think you guys will get it. I have full trust on you guys. So now, and guys, there is a lot of data. You can basically do anything. Either you want to show wind speed, you want to show pressure, you want to show anything. So there are a lot of things that you can show. Let's do humidity first. And so basically it's under current, then humidity. Okay, then another text, and within this we are going to text, and I can show it here, humidity. Okay, what we are showing? We are showing humidity, because if you see the value and then the headline, so one is value, one is the headline. Now let's update it. Let's see whether it's working or not. As you can see, guys, it's working, but there is another issue. It's quite complicated because we have to do it 6 times. So let's do one thing. Instead of doing it like this, let's create another compose. Okay, so let's create another compose, and again Android Studio has done it with me. When I want to click, it suddenly changes the what I want to click. So we can simply say weather, and we can take it as a key value pair. Okay, so let's take it value and simply just show it here. Let's minimize it first, and instead of this column, right, the one in the, let's take it down so that it would be easy to understand, guys, and let's take it here. Let me reformat the code. So okay, and the column that we were showing, I think we can simply cut it and put it into this composable. Okay, and let's import the value. Let's pass some parameter here, and we can show the weather key value here directly, instead of doing it 6 times, so that it would be less boilerplate code basically. So let's show the key, and let's take it as a string, and the value, and let's show it as a string too. Okay, so this is it. Now let's add some modifier into the column so it will look better. And in the text, because we have given it values, so let's simply do one thing. Let's take it, put it as value, and here we can give it as key. Okay, and now in the weather key value, in the composable function, the value is humidity, and the key was, guys, data dot current dot humidity, right? So we are simply using this now, and let's add a modifier here so it will be better. So simply give it a modifier, and let's give it some padding, and let's give it a padding of 16 dp. Okay, and after that padding, let's give it a horizontal alignment, and let's align it center horizontally. So this is done. Okay, so this is done, guys. Now the value, let's give it some font size. So font size should be 24 sp, and font weight should be font weight should be bold. So this is done. Let's come to the key, and key font weight is font weight dot, let's do it semi bold, guys, and color should be, oh my god, again, so irritating. Color equals to, let's take it as gray. Okay, and now let's update it. What is showing? Why is it giving us an error, guys? Let's search it. India. Okay, as you can see, guys, it's working perfectly, no issues. Okay, so let's do another thing. Let's copy it multiple times. Let me copy it one more time, and let it paste here. And what else we can show, guys? Okay, let's do wind speed. Okay, so the wind speed is there, so let's type wind speed, and this is why I have done this, guys, written another composable, because or else I have to write each and every value. Doing this, what we have done, we have basically, we don't have to write each and everything again and again, right? We have done a function for this. So current we have already done, so we are going to choose kilometer per hour. Let's apply the changes. So as you can see, guys, it's working perfectly fine. Humidity and wind speed is there. Now we need two more, right? We are going to put three of them together. So let's do one thing, guys. Let's put it in one place so you guys won't get confused. Let me decrease the space. So the row, we are simply going to copy row, paste it one time, and then paste it another time. Okay, so we have 6 of them are there. So as I was telling you from the starting, we have to do it 6 times. Let's see what else we can use here. Okay, let's do it. Uh, 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 uh. Let's do current and precipice. Okay, let's do these two guys because we just want something to be there. So let's use UV, and simply we can remove the humidity. I can see UV, and instead of wind speed, what else we need? Precipitation. We can use precipitation. So let's use precipitation, and let's change it here, guys. Here is precipitation okay. Then here let's do it. What we can do here is let's do local time. Okay, the first time is an epoch, and after you convert the epoch is here, so let's do that. So local date and time, let's do that. Local time, local date. Okay, and now we can simply change this. It was under location, so we can simply do location. Let's minimize this first, guys. Location dot, it was local time, and let's split it. I don't know today what's happening with me, why my spellings are getting so wrong, but never mind, guys, happens once in a while. So this one also we are showing local date, and it's under location too. So location, local time, it's also under local time, is it? Now another split, and we can simply do 0. Now let's, guys, put the changes again. Let's, and as you can see, it's working. Why our local date is not coming? Let's see that. And when we are already on it, let's do one more thing. As you can see, there's no values that are coming, right? So let's do one thing. It's not looking that good, so let's add some values here. So it's kilometer per hour, it will look good. And for let's show it here as okay. And let's give it here some space. Instead of space, I type C. That is very sad for me, guys. Okay, now it's looking better. Now let's see why local date is not coming. So let's see, guys, what's the issue here. Why my local time and date is coming like this? The logic is correct. There is not a issue in the logic. So guys, I think let's try this. I think I forgot to give it space. Okay, guys, that was the issue. So it was a very stupid issue. Now let's do one more place. Let's search it, and as you can see, it's working quite nicely. If I give it a fake location, it failed to load. It's working fine. And one more thing, guys, I think one more issue that we are going to encounter in this, when you type it on the keyboard, it will not hide. So let's do one more last thing. let's hide the keyboard so that it will be a very irritating thing, or else later it will give you problem. So let's do it. So I simply, it's a very simple process guys, not a very complicated one. So keyboard, so keyboard controller, and we can simply use guys local software controller dot current, right? So now what we need to do is whenever we click on the search button icon, right, the keyboard should hide. So let's go to the icon, and we can simply do one thing. We can simply say keyboard controlled keyboard controller dot hide. Okay, and let's apply the changes one time guys. Let's see, there's no another okay, now Android have said to us that enough of the changes, installed a fresh copy or else I won't run it. So we have done it because we are very scared of Android, and right now we are not getting any UV or precipitation, and the temperature is decreasing guys. So ideally in the emulator or the keyboard is not there, but when you will see it, so it will be hidden. So if the functionality is working fine, I don't think so there would be any issue. So now the app is fully functional. We are right now, what we are doing is we are fetching the API data remotely, and our app is showing real-time data. So congratulations guys, we have done it. What we have done is we are using a remote API using Retrofit. We are calling that API and showing the data in our application. So kudos to you. And if you like this video, kindly comment, and if there is any query, any problem that you are facing, comment down below and I will resolve it. See you in the next video guys.